Yes, my brother is very right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, thank you first of all. I would like to thank all of you for your wishes for my brother, but also for being here. It's very important for us that we also have in our campus, that you know is quite an international campus, also a rather large community of students from Iran, and as far as I know, also very good and very talented students. Well, I would like to come to your questions. No, unfortunately, I've never been to Iran, but we have some collaboration, some research collaboration with some universities in Iran, the University of Tehran, also, as I mentioned before, the Sharif University, which is one of the best. And of course, one of my plans is to visit Iran in order to strengthen our collaboration with some of the key universities. We also have an agreement with the Islamic Assad University, probably you know. We think that our collaboration with that area, that is area which has a long cultural tradition, and also a tradition in culture, in science, and also in technology. We think that our collaboration with that area is very important. And of course, I also would like to visit some archaeological sites in Iran, because Iran was really at the center of history, like Italy, by the way, even earlier than Italy. So there are many reasons to be interested to come to Iran. I know that the former rector, Professor Profumo, planned a visit to Iran 2 or 3 years ago, but that time there was, for some reason, I don't know, no possibility to come there, but absolutely, for the future, I plan to make a visit to Iran, to visit the main university, with which we would like to emphasize and to strengthen our collaboration, for sure. Well, I think there are, you know, the kindness, the hospitality, this Mediterranean way of living in Italy, even if we are in the northern part of Italy, that you know is more similar to Germany, but still, you know, I think there are some similarities that I have already experimented with many people coming from those areas. So I understand that you can find a good environment here, and I understand that there is a kind of friendship, you know, between natural friendship between Italian students and Iranian students, because of we also, you know, we have in common a very, very long history. Very long history. This very long history means culture, means food, means everything. So I think these are the reasons why for us and for you, probably there are all the conditions, not only that, to say you are here, you study in the campus, you enjoy your stay here, but also because you enjoy the life here in Torino. And of course we are available. If you need everything, any kind of help and support from our side, we are really available to help you. But as far as I know, at least from our offices, the Iranian community is very, very well integrated, you know, in our campus. So this is good. We absolutely think that an international university like the Politecnico should have a good number of very talented international students. We are already above 15%, which is a very high number, at least in comparison with the students in other Italian universities. This is a European percentage. The problem of our university is that in the bachelor I'm not speaking to the master and to the PhD, we have in some way to contain the total number of students, I mean both Italian and international students, simply because there are too many. In the last 4 years, the number of students increased 40%, and in the last year almost 30%. So we need, in order to give a service with quality, we need to contain the number of the freshmen in the first year. And this year, we have established the total number of students in 5,000 in the first year, the freshmen, the students that are going to attend the first year. But among these, we would like to maintain high percentage of international students and also to go above the percentage of 15 and also to go to 20%. And of course, we would like to attract international students even more at the level of the master and at the level of the PhD. But absolutely, we think that international students are crucial for our institution for many reasons. One, of course, is that they are very, in general, they are very good, they are very talented. But the other point, which is even more important, is that the international university should create an international campus in which all the students should live together. So in some way, international students are very helpful also for Italian students because they know different cultures. They know how to grow in a real international environment. So that's why, you know, our plan is try to arrive to a percentage more close to 20% than 15%, and to increase this percentage, especially at the level of master and the level of PhD. PhD, what we plan is to increase the number of PhD students in the next year. We have, you know, 30,000 students and almost less than 1,000 PhD students, which is a small number. We would like to increase. And at the PhD level, we already have 30% of international students, and we would like to increase this percentage. So, I don't know how to say, an international campus and international students, international communities are really crucial for the policy of our university. Well, what we would like is that there are communities, of course, but they are really integrated in the campus. So we would like that Chinese, Pakistani, Iranian and Italian community and all the community interact one another in such a way that there are not separate communities but only one community, which is the community of the students of the Politecnico di Torino. Well, I know very well some of these communities. For example, the Chinese community that has been established since many years in the Politecnico di Torino. We have had many meetings with them, and also have been many times in China to visit the university from which they come. I also have a good knowledge of the Pakistani community. I've been with them many times, in many occasions. You know that they are established also based on an agreement with the Pakistani government. So, of course, I have a good knowledge of the community coming from South America, from Latin America. They are here since 20 years and even more. Well, I have to say that I knew about the Iranian community, even because you have grown very, very rapidly in the last 2 or 3 years, but I would like to know better your community, because I know the number, of course, I know your distributions among the various programs and so on, but this is probably the first time we had the possibility to interact with one another, and of course I will be very pleased to have some other occasions, even when you are going to organize some event. I will be pleased to attend this event, also to participate to your activity, and also of course to have a normal relationship with your community. And so I have to recognize that I have to know a little bit better your community, and I'm sure we will have many occasions and many possibilities in the future.
Surely. We can list some of our activities from less than 1 year ago. First is Iranian weekly internet news paper with almost 26 published issues. That we are the member of this newspaper.
26?
26. It means 26 weeks.
26 weeks, yes.
Yes.
So it's almost...
yes, it is in Persian, and what... excuse me.
I see.
Each page is related one, for example, issue. We are trying to publish our news and the news of the, for example, Politecnico and the other universities in Torino.
I remember that I was invited there, but unfortunately there was another event probably organized by the mayor of Torino or something like that, so I was not able to attend, but probably one of the vice rectors came or something like that. Professor Barberi, yeah, I remember that, yeah. I think that it's very important, I've been during my PhD a period in UC Berkeley, in California, and there were many student community. They were very dynamic, very active. They also, in general, have many locations, and they were very visible. So, in the Politecnico di Torino at that time, when I made my PhD in 1990, there was practically no real student community. They were almost all Italians. Well, some people coming from South America, but And now that we are an international campus, now that we have many international students, it is very important that some student community emerge. And of course, what is important is that they are able to organize some events that are open to all the other communities. What really is important for us is that we do not have separate communities of students, but they interact, they speak one another, they are also able to open to the other communities and also to the Italian community the events. But it's important, it's a clear indication of the activity of the campus that there are some organized community, and so the work that you are doing, and I plan to know better in the future, maybe to interact with you in the future, the work that you are doing are important not only for the Iranian community, but it's important for all the university community. You are part of this university community, so absolutely. I would like really also to thank you for organizing this, and you will have our support if you need. What I think you should also try to operate in such a way that also Italian students know better your community, but I know that already some Italian students participated to your cultural event,
yes.
Yeah, because they are very nice and enjoyable events. So I know this is good. This is what I said before. This is important also for the growth of the other international students, and also the relationship with the culture, like the Persian culture, which has a very, very long tradition. We have a common roots, So, also this is important for the education of the students in our campus. So, my opinion is very positive. You know that in a modern university, each student is international. Also, the Italian students are international. There are no national and international students. To be honest, of course, there are some very good feedback, from professors, from also from other students, relating to the event that you organize, relating to the fact that your presence here in the Politecnico is appreciated. People know that professors, students, and so they know that there is a community from Iran. They know that this community is a good community. Well, a community also of a very good and talented students. That's also important. This is the feedback coming from the faculties, from the professors. Of course, you are just a new community, and I'm sure that since you are very active and very dynamic, in a few years you could also help us and to make some policy choices, relating to the international policy of the university. But so far, I can guarantee that the presence of a very active, very dynamic, and very talented Iranian community is appreciated from both professors and students, in the sense that we realize that you are here. You are not considered an obscure community. We know that you are here, and especially, and in general, your activity and is very much appreciated. So there is this feedback. The Rector has had this feedback, yes.
Thank you.
I understand that a new association needs some help, to start and to grow, especially an association like yours is of people who are here in our country since short time. So, of course, we will try to do our best. If you have specific proposals, specific events that you would like to organize, please do not hesitate to contact our offices. No, this is right. This is not only a problem for international students. This is a problem for all students in the Politecnico, due to the fact that the number has increased very much. Most of the rooms have to be exploited for classes and for lectures. Well, but this is one of the problems on the table of the Rector, because space for studying is crucial, especially when people are in the campus, they live in the campus, because otherwise if they live at home, you don't need, but since now almost half of the students, they really live on the campus, they stay all day in the campus, so this is important. Well, we plan to build some new rooms for classes. At least 4 new rooms should be built in some months in order to be ready for the next academic year, and this will give the possibility to have some other rooms for study. But there is a plan, in order to create more spaces in which the student can sit and study can also utilize the period that they have in between the lectures or the days in which there are examinations. So I'm not saying that we are going to solve this problem, because you need also need space and you also need money to do that. But of course it's one of the main problems that we have, to create the problem that we have also in order to be able to welcome all the new students that are coming. We would like to have a university that welcome as many students as possible, even if in the first year, we have to put some limitations due to the quality of the service, but the next 6 years, the years in which I will be director, for sure, our plan is to create some selected new rooms in order to make more easier the life of the students. Well, it mainly depends on the universities of the school from where the international students come. But this is not very different from the Italian students. We have international students that come from very good universities, very good secondary school, and they do not have any problems, any educational gap. There are of course others that come from other schools, and they have some problems, especially the bachelor students in mathematics and physics. But this is exactly the situation of Italian students. Looking at the success of international students and Italian students in the first year, where we have statistics, there are no real differences. So I cannot say that in general there is an educational gap for international students which is more evident than the gap that we have for Italian students. The problem is that, of course, we have a university, a good university, and of course our program is very selective, especially in the first 2 years. This would create, of course, some problems for the student, but I wouldn't say that this problem is concentrated on international students. The statistics say that this is not a problem. Of course, another of the purpose, of the goal, of the target is to help all the students who have some problems, especially in the first year, with some additional courses, with some additional programs. You know that we already have additional courses in mathematics and in calculus in the first year, but for sure now we have a new vice rector for education. She is a woman from mathematics, and one of the goals is just to try to create and to organize some so-called preliminary courses in order to make students able to follow and to attend courses in our university. But even in this case, if you realize specific problems, I have no indications that for the Iranian students there are specific problems. But if you realize specific problems in specific field, please let us know in such a way that we will try to do, our best. But I'm saying according to the statistics. Now I don't know exactly statistics for the Iranian community. This problem is very homogeneous, very uniform, and no substantial differences between Italian and non-Italian students. At least according to our statistics, we have good schools in mathematics and physics in Iran. Yes. In Sharif there are excellent professors, excellent schools. So it doesn't depend, I would say, in my opinion, it depends more on the students than on the university. But of course, there might be some specific problems. For example, students that come after a secondary school in which they have a gap in mathematics, or they have a gap in physics simply because they didn't study those topics. So if there are some specific problems, please let us know, and we will try to do our best in order to help these students. It's not a rule, there is no reason, you are perfectly right, and we should absolutely in the future send all the communication to students both in Italian and in English. One problem is that in the administrative staff there are not too many people that really know English very well. The tradition was professors, of course, they know English because they go to international conferences and so on, but in the administrative staff, sometimes in some offices, not all people know English in a proper way in order to send messages and so on, but we are trying to do that, and for sure, in the future, for sure, I will be very, very careful that all the communication will be sent all in Italian and in English. Absolutely, this is important. The website is to be completely remodeled. We're going to do that. The website of a university is not easy, to do, because you have to find a lot of information, but anyhow, I agree with you that also the English version should be a little bit modified, because some parts are translated in English, some other parts are not translated. Our people in the international office, they're trying to do their best, in order to do that, but anyhow, you're right. That's the point that we should cope with, absolutely. I can guarantee that for what concerns the communication to students, I already said we have to make the effort that all the communication should be also in English. For what concerns the seminars, most of them are already in English, especially, but of course there might be some cases in which they are in Italian. The announcement should be in English, but there are some cases in which they are in Italian, but you are right. What we plan in the next 6 years is that the official language in the PhD should be only English, nothing in Italian. The PhD should be all in English, as all over the world. Also in the master, we plan to have English practically in all courses. I'm not saying, that the Politecnico di Milano, they decided to have all the courses in the master in English. In our case, my problem is that in some fields, like civil engineering and so on, so maybe it's difficult to find good professors, that can teach in English, even because the language there is still Italian, even in the everyday world. Now the official language is English. After you leave the university and you are employed in a company, so you have to speak English. Most of the interaction you have to speak English. So it's natural. In other fields, like in building engineering, civil engineering, and also in architecture, so the common language also in the everyday world is still Italian. So that's why, of course, it's not so easy to organize courses in English. But as far as the PhD and as far as the master, in all the field of ICT and industrial engineering, including mathematics, physics, basic sciences, material science, and so on. So we should converge to a situation in which all courses are given in English, for sure, and also seminars. Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is the most difficult question. Well, no, I have a group of people working with me in my department, and we are still doing, they are doing very successful research activity, and I'm still following that. So I'm still a little bit active in research. I'm not saying that I am active in research in the sense that, but still I'm a little bit active in research. I still have papers that are written together with my collaborators. I still participate to, and also have some activities in some international conferences. I'm still active in some international scientific community, like for example the Institute of Electricals and Electronics Engineers, of which I am a fellow member. So I still have many relationships with the scientific community. I still follow the evolution of research, but of course most of my activity is now to drive the university, you know, how to say, from every day, from the morning to very late in the night, I have to think only to the universities. And during the weekend, sometime I can read some papers and especially discuss with some of my collaborators that are already assistant and associate professor, by the way. We meet together sometimes during the evening, even very late. We have a phone call and email exchange at midnight in the night. For example, this weekend we have some papers to prepare, and we interacted from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning and so on. So, of course, unfortunately, research is not anymore the main activity of a rector, but on the other hand, if you would like to be a good rector, it's important that you still maintain a contact with the research activity, because otherwise, after 6 years, you do not know anything about research, the way of doing research. So you are a rector, you become only an administrative person, you know. And the reason why a rector should be a professor and not an administrative people is exactly that you should be a people, a person that know how to do research, how to teach, and so on. But now research is growing so rapidly that you also have to maintain a kind of contact, you know, with people actively doing research. But it's very, very difficult, and I'm just starting, so I don't know if in the future I still will be able, you know, to do some research activity. I knew that also the former rector at the beginning of his term, he still had some students, and so on, but at the end, of course, he was not able anymore to do. So it's a problem. Anyhow, I try to do my best, and also, especially during the weekend and during the night. It's difficult to say, but no, these things happen almost by chance in the life. For example, the reason why I became a rector was just absolutely unpredictable. You know, I was a normal university professor doing my research activity, my teaching activity with my group in my department, and then Professor Profumo was appointed rector. And he called me, I remember, I was at home, he called me and he said to me, Marco, would you like to become my deputy rector? Deputy rector? I didn't know anything about the organization of the university, the academic senate, the board of governors and so on. And so I was not in a position to say no, and then I became deputy rector. And since I became 6 years ago deputy rector, then now I was elected rector. Probably if I were not appointed deputy rector, now I will be in my department, just doing my normal research activity. Before making the choice of becoming university professor, well, I really, at the end of my master, I was really willing very much to continue my research activity. At that time, there were many opportunities in the universities. First of all, the PhD, but then to become assistant professor and so on. But now there are less opportunities. So at that time, I was really convinced to do research in my life. Of course, I also considered the possibility to do research not only in the university but in some private companies. I also had some offers, but I have to say that at that time I was really willing to I had no doubt that I wanted to do research at least for a while. And now, unfortunately, as a rector, I have to do more administrations and policy than research, so this is life. No, I don't think so, because it's very uncommon that a rector become a minister. Well, we have had only one rector in Italy who also was appointed Minister of University, and that was Professor Roberti, a very famous professor in the University of Roma La Sapienza, and in the 90s he was appointed Minister of University. At that time the two ministry, they were split, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of University. Professor Profumo is the first one who is both Minister of Education and Research at University, but I think that this is, of course, first of all, Francesco Profumo is an extraordinary person, and so that's why he was appointed. And secondly, it's very uncommon, at least, that a professor and a rector be appointed minister. At least it was in the past. We don't know about the future, because now I don't want to speak, of course, about the political situation in Italy, but it's so confused, as you know, that we cannot say, we cannot predict the future. But in general, politicians do not like very much professors in the government. So I think I will continue to do the rector for the next 6 years. There is no doubt. Rector, no, absolutely. Tom, there are many directors. My wife, first of all.
The first director.
The first, my daughter, she is 7 years old, and also the young baby Eduardo is 2 years old and is also able to direct. No, absolutely. Well, sometimes I try to make some policy, but the everyday decisions are not made by me, for sure. I don't know if this is even because, no, that's also correct, because my wife, she's at home, she's working, but she's at home more than me, so of course she knows the boundary conditions better than me, so it's correct that she make the main decisions and nothing else. Thank you for this very nice interview and this opportunity to discuss and to speak with you. I have to apologize because this interview was postponed many times, but I wanted to have some time to devote to you, because my agenda is always very dense, so I didn't want to have just 10 minutes only or 15 minutes, but to have at least 1 hour to discuss and to speak with you without being pressed for many other duties. No, I would like to, well, first of all, to thank you. Secondly, to say to you that your activity, both with the newsletter, maybe would be very nice. It will be written also in English or in such a way that also other students can
communicate,
appreciate your activity. But anyhow, you know, the activity of an association, especially when it's active, dynamic, integrated with the other part of the campus, is very important, it's very crucial. So I will try to do my best in order to support this initiative. Also, if you have, you mentioned some problems that some students have, especially in the first year, so please do not hesitate to contact me, and I have a vice rector that for education that is really very, very careful to all these problems. We understand that when you come from a different country, the first year, everything is new. So even if you have some gap, it's difficult to overcome this gap, especially in the beginning. Then everything, at the level of the PhD, I imagine there are no problems, but at the level of when you are a freshman. So I understand that we try to do our best. My suggestion is try to involve as many students as possible in your events, to extend, of course, to all the international students. I'm very pleased that for the celebration of the New Year, 60 students were not from Iran, but maybe the target will be next time. We will try also to make some announcement to have maybe more and more students, also Italian, Chinese, and Pakistani students, and so on, to be with you in these two important events. And also, if you would like to organize some other social events, even because not strictly related to the Iranian culture, you know, we would like to organize some events, so come to us, and we would like to, we will try to help you. And of course now, since the discussion is more informal,